What I want to do in part two is pick up the development of this random walk example where I left off in the last video. Then what I want to, then where we left it was that when you run this simulation for however many agents you intended it for, it's just a random walk whereby the amount is between -5 and +5, and it's constant from one period to another. Now, what I thought would be interesting would be to figure out how to create a sort of a hybrid model that's agent based and an SD model, whereby the extent of which the randomness of this walk is based upon the amount that one has been drinking over time. So let me go ahead and create a stock and call it percent toxic, and I want to create a flow into this, and we'll call this flow. We'll just leave this called flow, and I need to reverse this arrow so that it's actually flowing into the percent toxic. And then I need to create a variable called complete toxic, and we'll define that variable to have a value of 1 being the equivalent of 100%. So that's complete toxic. Now I need to communicate some values. This has to connect to the flow, and this needs to connect to the flow. And because that's overlaid, let me go ahead and sort of hold the shift key and click and move this so I can get a hold of it. And then I want the formula for this flow to be based upon the extent that it's toxic. So let me change this so that the flow is some random number between 0 and the minimum between 0.01 and the difference between complete toxic and percent toxic. So normally it's a random number between 0 and 0.01 until such time as it gets very close to being complete toxic, and then it uses this smaller number. Now there's currently a slight bug of some sort in Insight Maker, because you notice that complete toxic doesn't show up in this list, and it really needs to. So if I take this out of here and then look at this, now it shows up, and then let me put it back, and I'll talk to Scott and figure out what the problem is with this, because it's rather consistent. Let me move it back out of here. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that it's a constant. I don't know. So let me just go ahead and save this. But now that, and the default value for this is 0. So as the model runs, the extent to which this is toxic increases from 0 to some value. So what I want to do now is go ahead and communicate this value to new action and have it do a move which is based upon the amount that it's toxic. This is it. Okay. I'm copying this from someplace else because it's too much to type. So what the formula is now is I want a self move between -5 times the percent toxic to 5 times percent toxic. So if percent toxic starts out at 0, there is no random movement, but as the value of the stock becomes more and more toxic, the random motion becomes larger and larger. So let me go ahead and run this now. The primitive cross boundaries. There is no flow primitives across boundaries. What's the problem? Flow primitives cannot cross agent boundaries. It's not. I wonder why I'm having this problem. Flow primitives may not cross agent. Well, so much for this video. I'll be back later. Bye.